good morning, beautiful people. The sun is out and it's time to do some model railways. So I'm going back to, well, I will be going back to Cliff Road at some point very soon because I've ordered some stuff for those that are watching. But I'm just kind of trying to complete off a bit of this Engage project that I got going on for the family. Not really sure what I'll call it yet, but obviously it's based on the Cambrian if you've never seen any of the other episodes. So far, if you haven't already seen, I've used expanding foam, I've painted, so they're in like 2 episodes, and today what I'm going to do is crudely, I'll say, because time is of the essence sometimes with my family, apply some flock, some static grass without a static applicator, because I'm like that, and then let it dry in this heat. And then what we're going to be doing is probably repainting some areas. So just to give you an idea what I'm trying to do, here's a couple of photos. There are 2 photos of the Cambrian coast. So that's kind of loosely what I'm trying to achieve. You can see there's different shades of colour on the rock. Now, I'd say if you're new to kind of modelling, it might be better to actually paint the rocks first and then apply the flock. Like I say, I'm on my own with the 2 kids, so I'm going to do it my way. Watch and enjoy. Here is my mountains at the moment. A large area will be covered off with the Scale Scenics foliage medium green, and I got some static grass in there as well. So I'm just going to liberally just bang some PVA on, and it's cheap PVA. Then I'm going to do it, just plonk the rest of it down and then let it dry and see where it looks after that. So as you can see, I've just banged a load of glue on. Nothing exciting about that. So I know here is a tunnel portal, and I know here is going to be a shaped tunnel portal, and probably shouldn't do what I've done. So I'm literally just going to cover it over like so, because I know that's probably going to get re-angled and whatnot. I'm just going to liberally bring it across. So not all areas are going to, just because it's got the glue on doesn't mean that you actually have to put your flock down on all of it. But if you looked at the first 2 photos, you could actually see that a large area was actually covered. So I kind of got a loose idea where this is going. I don't want it to be too bland, but likewise I don't want it to be like just grass, because obviously I want the rocks showing as well. So as we come across here, which you can hopefully see because of the sun, as gorgeous as it is, it's causing problems on the farms around here. Just come across, just kind of like just to shape it all off. I know I'm going to need some flock there, and pretty much that's my first stage. Next step, I've got a pinch of flock and I'm just going to put it down, as you can see. So sometimes there's not much mastery in all this, and I think for those starting off, the thought of it is more daunting than the reality of it, and it's okay to make mistakes. This is a family layout at the end of the day, so I'm trying to make it realistic, but the reality is it's not going to be super realistic, is it? Not compared to Cliff Road, where, you know, I've spent hundreds just on track for about a 3-foot length case. So if you've not actually seen that, I'd suggest you just go back to my earlier channels. It's all new, this new tube malarkey to me, and you know, the more I watch some people, the better I get. You know, people like Hilton and Proper Jeff is a very, very good one. If you haven't seen, Dean Park is also a very good one as well. So there's plenty out there, and don't go for the bigger names. Sometimes you learn more just by those that are starting off. So that's just a little tip off me anyway. So I'm just liberally putting it down, and I've also got some static grass that I know will be applied as well. So I'm just going to come across here, because I know that this will be doing the similar, but I'm not so sure about the left, because that's going to be cut and angled in due course anyway. I just haven't brought any tunnel portals yet. So you can see here, just mash it down. Don't be afraid to get heavy-handed sometimes. And again, here I'm going to put some here, and I've also got some static grass that will go on. but I actually kind of want it not to, like I say, look too dull. When you look at the first photos, there's actually more green, or greenery should we say, than actually the rocks, which surprised me when I did more research. There we go, there's some of the flock already on with the foliage, so next bit is just add in the static grass. And you can see I've got a very excitable toddler in the background, as always. So now I've got some static grass, and I've got a cat, and I've got a toddler, so excuse all of that. So literally what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to apply all of the static grass in the missing areas, and this is the before, and I'll show you an after. So here's how it stands so far. So what I've done, I've flattened this down because what I want to do is actually add some of the colour textures. So next plan will be, we'll get a different colour, most likely, maybe some lighter, and then I'll show you putting that on, let it dry, and we'll see where the dust lies after that. So after a bit of a chat with Pete Waterman, we kind of come to the consensus that actually light goes over dark, and if you haven't seen his making tracks, I'd suggest that you do so with his new scenery, because it's something we've been discussing in the background. So although I'm new to like YouTube, maybe not the best videos, certainly an awful lot of experience behind me, so keep watching and I think things will come straight. So essentially now I've got this one bright green, so the bright green's going to go over some of the actual dark, because obviously dark represents things that kind of dying off, less sunlight, and obviously light is where there's more sunlight, more growth. So the light would actually go over the actual dark, so obviously life over dying, less oxygenated plants. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add some more glue in the same process as I did before. So I'm quite happy where all my glue has gone, so I'm just going to grab a pinch of what I've done and I'm just going to kind of smooth it down, and then I'm obviously going to let the heat do its thing. It's ideal weather for actually gluing at the minute. So coming over here, I'm just going to put a decent amount on, and obviously the tunnels are going to go there, so there'll be some sculpting, but I know how I'm sculpting it, so there we go, and you can kind of follow that shortly. And nothing major to all of this, and I'm showing you actually how simple these things really are, how it brings the layout to life when we kind of move back. Some would say less is more, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So hopefully this is helpful to a lot of you. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm just trying to show you in its crudest form that you actually don't need mass amount of modelling skills, you don't need technical tools, you don't need to spend mass amounts on some of the gorgeous scenery that we can get, and we just keep going and going and going and going. With a bit of a speed lapse now, this is actually where we're at, so you can see how you've got a lot of light going over the dark, and that's actually the look I wanted. So it's up to you if you were doing something similar, how you wanted to do it. So what will happen next is I'll be adding some of the weeds, kind of ragwort or something or other, so I'll study that in a moment, and then I'll show you how we actually add a little bit more life to the sort of mountain hill cliff. So I live on a farm. Amongst obviously taking my kid for a walk or a run or whatever she's doing, there's lots of gravel and dust here, so as you can see, offside is better. So I'm going to grab a bit and I'm going to glue it onto the train set. That's what I've done. I've just filled up a little tub. Unicorn sprinkles apparently. Let's all enjoy this. That's what I've done. I've put a bit of glue on, got my old trusty brush, and I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it around. And sorry about the background noise, it's quite funny when you got a 2.5-year-old. That's her cotton sock, she's actually running around with a little pram. You know, she's happy. So you can see here, I'm just crudely putting it in different areas, just to kind of give a little bit of contrast more than anything. It should hopefully come good. So I've got my sprinkle here, my unicorn sprinkles, isn't it? And I'm just going to literally spread it over in multiple places, and I'm just going to see where the dust lies. Now I've got a cat, so if you're interested in cats, we've got a cat here as well, who's graciously fallen over. So literally I'm putting it over like this, and I'm hoping that this will give what I actually want to do, what I want to create, and to kind of give different contrasts. So you can see how I've got different rocks, how it's coming together, and I'll probably put some glue maybe on top of that as well, and hopefully this will just do what I want to do. On the bottom I think I'll probably just add the rest in, just to give that little bit of contrast, as my little child wants to help me. So we'll put a bit down at the bottom. She reckons it's the right thing to do, so let's go for it, because this is like a family layout. So I'm kind of going to give what you can see there. She knows what she's doing. We'd like to think, wouldn't we? So rocks would naturally form at the bottom, so that's what we'll do, like so. And we can actually get rid of some of the different black that I got from different times, and we'll just put more over everywhere. And as you can see, I'm not shy with it. I'm literally gonna blast it everywhere now, just to kind of give different sort of shades to everything. So now that's done, my beautiful little Annabelle is trying to do whatever she's trying to do. We'll sprinkle some more down, and part of the fun with this is, you know, it's getting her involved, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. It's like a family kind of thing. We'll ignore what she's doing down the bottom, but we'll sprinkle more here, sprinkle more on the top, and you can see how she's getting into it. She can help, which is great, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. I don't know if it's using daddy powers or something like that, getting your little kids to get involved, and that's really about all there is to it. So she thinks she's achieved something, which by all accounts she has. And we'll just kind of let it dry, and it should hopefully all come good. So that's kind of where we're at the minute. We just want to sprinkle it everywhere, and then we'll come back when it dries. So what I've done now, I've just added a little of UHU, blown a lot of the excess dust away, so hopefully you can see how this is being transformed. So the next plan is just to get rid of some of the the line from the back seam at the front. I am actually going to apply some more flock, so I'm going to use the same colour again, just to kind of build it up a little bit and just kind of hide some of the, I don't know, areas that don't look quite right to me. So you can see it like that, and then hopefully create a bit more of a realistic scene, and I can kind of build this up as it goes along, so you can see like how some of the areas I want the, just so you can, I've lost my wording, sorry everybody, but it's hard doing the YouTube and modelling at the same time. So literally just adding the flock down. I'm going to see where it goes. I'm using the UHU because it's clear, it's see-through, fast drying. Most importantly, it's a bit more toddler proof anyway. So, speed hunt with this, one-handed. More here, so you can see just roughly where I've been going. And the beauty is here is, even if I don't get all the glue that I've just put down the UHU, then it just looks like some sort of water stream has kind of come across. And that's really it, to be honest with you. It's not too complicated, any of this. I'm just trying to show you can actually model anything really, and it's fun. Obviously my 2-year-old's got involved in this, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. If we're going to protect the future modelers, then we need to embrace them actually getting involved as well. So that's why Clifford has taken a bit of a back seat, and this is why I created this. It's small, it's simple, it's compact, fits in, base it on anywhere realistically, can't you? So this is obviously based on more or less my line Cambrian, and I'm getting quite impressed with how it's looking for something that's meant to be a bit of a mini doddle of a thing to play with. it's actually starting to actually transform into something that's got huge potential. So there we go. Next bit's realistically for me, I think will be adding the bridges, but get 197 or get a 158 and just see what the swing is like on that top bridge. So hopefully this has been useful to you all. Rough guide to it all, something a bit unorthodox using real materials. So there you go. Stay safe everyone and enjoy your modelling.